Hey, what's going on, Golferos? Welcome back to the Salud Golferos podcast. It's a really cool one because we're back on a golf course. As I've said before, always want to get on a golf course when we're doing these as much as possible. So big shout out to Emerald Isle. Thank you to the staff and everyone for having us out here again. You'll see to my left, we got a guest back. Omar, what's up, bro?
How's it going, guys?
Welcome back, man.
Well, thank you for having me back.
Yeah, we cracked open the beers here. Salud.
Salud. Cheers.
Got to start it off right, having the beers. But we got a big update, man. And I wanted to take this episode really to dive into social media, golf social media, what that all means. But the big update is that, Golferos, one of the passions that I had along with this podcast is getting into the golf vlogging space, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
I've given props and credit to Good before. Big ups to those guys. And so I wanted to dive into that, give some more representation to Raza out on the golf course. We're out there, we're playing. But I can't do that by myself. I have my awesome team, Raul, Serge, Louis, Hector, love those guys to death, and they do a lot for the brand. But they're up in LA. So coming down here and, getting on a golf course and playing in San Diego, or vice versa, me getting up to LA and playing, that's tough. And so one of the big reasons that Omar is on this episode is, guys, officially, Omar is part of the Golferos social media team here.
Awesome.
We're going to be doing a lot more golf content out on the golf course. Still going to get all the guys included, like I said, Hex, Raul, Serge, Louis, and the Hopped On as well. He's a big part of our team because he's just been such a big part of our footprint here in San Diego. But everyone has lives, families, things that, they need to take care of. You and I, as well. I mean, you just had a baby, but, you have some time to commit to this. And so just big ups to you, man. Thanks.
Yeah, no, thanks to my wife for letting me out. I'm just kidding.
We always got to thank the wives. Right? We always have to thank the wives.
No, but I'm happy to be part of the team. So thank you for welcoming me with open arms, and I'm excited to just continue this journey of Los Golferos, of what they started already with the Latino community. And now we're just, how Ralph was saying, we're trying to go more the vlog style, like course vlog, you know what I mean? Shout out to Good. They did a great job. They're doing a great job. Everybody has their audiences, and I think Los Golferos can reach an audience that no one else has reached before. Latino community, but not just Latinos, just we got shout out to our los güeros, the güeros to
shout out golf güeros.
But definitely try to reach to that Latino community, to have them more involved into the game, more educated on the game as well. Ralph was saying we just got off the golf course right now. Recorded some content for you guys. Played a few games out there. A new game that I just learned today, and I hope you guys learn from the video as well on how to play it, and it's super fun. I mean, definitely try to educate more of the community.
Yeah. And I think that's a big word where, like you're saying, educate. Because like you said, it's not just the Latinos, the Mexicanos that we want to incorporate into the golf game. I'm not going to lie and say that they're not our biggest audience and our target demographic, because, I mean, for those of you watching the video, I mean, we some brown brothers out here.
We're brown.
We're brown, bro. So always remember our roots, remember the raza. But education, right? That's a big word because our friend Safe Par, Dom. Big shout out to Dom. We did an episode. Actually, I think he was listening to episode 2 where we were talking about what it was like to get into golf, kind of how we feel or how we felt in the past going to a golf course. And he reached out to me and he was like, "Bro, I didn't know that. I didn't know that like in the past you may have felt going to a range feeling awkward, people staring at you, or going to a golf course and it felt awkward because like you felt out of place." And once again, I go back to educate our lighter skin tone brothers and sisters, educate everyone that, hey, Mexicans are here to golf too.
Yeah.
You just don't see them as much, but we're out here, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah. So yeah, I think educate's a big one. That's definitely a great keyword. And I think one thing that we talked about on the golf course today while we were recording content is you want to continue that education, right? That like, let's talk a little bit more about that. Like, obviously you see me, you see the guys, you see the brand, but there has to be a purpose behind everything, right? So what was like the purpose behind connecting with us and wanting to be a part of this journey?
I guess the purpose, man. The purpose, back to education as well. I mean, you know, we I guess we're a minority on the course, right? I mean, a lot of people nowadays, they're getting into the sport of golf, and they're not really educated on what things are called. For example, a gimme putt, or what to draw, what's a fade. I would love to educate people on what that is. Even just on proper golf etiquette. You know, just like, hey, keep quiet on the course when people are like trying to hit their tee shot or when they're putting. Stuff like that. Purpose, man. I don't know, man. It's just the community that everybody's involved in, Los Golferos. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fun vibe. It's fun people always around each other. And I want to continue that. I want to keep passing that fun part on. I want to keep educating people. I just want everybody to be one on the course, you know?
Yeah. That I think that's a big one, right? And that's all I'm saying. Like, we have our target demographic and all that good stuff, but it's not limited to Mexicanos, Latinos. I think, bringing everyone together and making each other one. That's a big one, because that's our group, man. Yeah. I mean, if we look at our, we started a golf league this year. We've talked a little bit about that before on the podcast, and in that golf league, I would say like half are Mexicanos.
Yeah,
and then the rest are just a mixed bag of, you know, all races, creeds, colors, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, and we're all out there for the sole purpose of playing golf, having fun, you know? Of course, competing in golf league, you compete against each other, but we're all out there for one reason, to play golf, have fun, and, you know, that's what it is. It's just that getting out on the course like all together, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's really cool too, because we've talked about it before as well, that like we don't necessarily have the heritage of golf, you know, like it's been passed down in other cultures for generation to generation. But if you look at the golf league, that doesn't matter. We have guys who have grown up playing with their dads, uncles, grandpas, whatever, and yet everyone's in contention.
Everybody's in contention. It's a pretty close league.
Yeah. Like, you know, we run off of the expectation that there is no expectation. You show up when you can. We like to sprinkle in some double point days to make up. Like, hey, you couldn't make it one month, but maybe the next month you can. We'll add double points in there, and you can make it up, and you could stay in contention. So, yeah, I think going back to the whole social media thing about the purpose of what we're doing is that we want to continue giving representation but not excluding.
Yep.
I like the education piece in the sense of like, yeah, there's definitely been a lot of new golfers coming into the space, and I love it. I don't want people to give up or lose the passion of golf, but there's some of you out there that need to learn how to play the game, bro. And it's more so a respect factor, I think. You know, respect. Don't walk over somebody's line. Like, you know, there's
something simple like that. I mean, just don't do it.
Yeah, you know, just and I think too, like,
but people don't know. That's the thing. People don't know. People sometimes just like, oh, we're on the green. Let me just go get my ball. And they don't know, oh, don't step on the person's line and stuff like that. Simple things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what's the biggest one I see?
What is it?
Grounding your club in a bunker.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess let's make that. Normally Omar has the hot takes, but let's make that the first hot take of the day. Like average golfer grounding your club. If you okay, so you see somebody ground their club in a bunker, are you calling them out
In the bunker?
in the bunker?
In the bunker. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd call them out. If they did it on the green, it's a whole different story. Like you're talking about grounding, like hitting the club out. Or what are you talking about?
No. So okay, so one of the rules of
Oh,
golf.
sorry. When you
Yeah, when you're testing the sand, yeah.
it depends who I'm playing with.
Okay.
Like if I'm playing with people that I know, let's just say I'm playing with you and you did it, I think I'd call you out because it'd be like, hey, dude, we played together for how many times? Like you're not supposed to do it. But if it's someone new that I just met, kind of like a random person I got paired up with, I don't think I'd call him out just out of like a respect, like, oh, maybe he doesn't know the full game. But then again, you should.
Yeah. You should know the rule.
You should know the rule, and maybe you should call him out. Be like, hey, dude, just let you know, you can't ground the club.
Yeah.
But it might come out a little
like a dick.
Like a dick, you know? Like it's like this guy's like trying to teach me how to play golf. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, don't ground your club on the bunker.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that one a lot, and I typically will educate on that one after. Like after the round or like after like the hole is over.
Okay.
I'd be like, hey man, just so you know, like we're not playing for money, but if we were, I want you to know you should add a stroke for what you did there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess things like that. That's what we need to educate on while we're out there.
Yeah.
But I think what was really cool too is, like you said, we played some different games out there. People view golf as hard, which it is. It's probably one of the toughest sports out there. And we played 3 different games out there. We played traditional stroke play. We played a match play. And then I'll keep the last one as a secret because I want you guys to watch the video. So go watch the video when we release those as they're coming out. But I would say the last game that we played, anybody can play it.
Yeah.
No matter your handicap or whatever.
No matter your handicap, no matter how long you've been playing golf or your skill level or anything like that, anybody can play that game. And it was actually my first time playing. You taught me today.
Yeah.
Extremely fun.
Yeah.
Extremely fun.
And that one came down to the wire, bro.
That one came down to the wire.
That was
like
crazy.
He said, you got to tune into the video. It's worth watching.
Yeah, that one's worth watching. So yeah, I'm definitely teasing you guys. I want you guys to go view this content. But yeah, man. So yeah, social media. We're continuing to expand. Instagram, YouTube. Bro, we got a TikTok. So there's TikTok out there.
We got to hit that TikTok space.
Yeah, I know. I post on there, but I'll need your help making some more content for that. We'll get more into the TikTok space. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what's been going on lately, and why we wanted to dive into this episode. This is some of the stuff that we're going to be diving into with YouTube. We're expanding the YouTube scene as far as what we do. But now let's talk a little bit more about golf content, just in general. Like, so what is it really that inspired you to get more onto the education side of it? Because obviously you didn't see it out there, or at least you haven't seen it yet. So that maybe inspired you to want to do this with us. But can you think of like any moments where you're like watching a video and you're like, we need to do this? Like,
yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of videos out there. I mean, even just like coming down to playing like a simple 2v2 match play against your friends, you know? If we can educate more people on how to play that game, and especially kind of like back to the Latino community, we're huge with the Latinos.
Yeah.
Just like speaking in Spanish in the video or something like that, you know? Like, it would grab people's attention because, yes, YouTube golf, it's more on like the wedo side. It's more on the white side, you know. You don't see that many Hispanics out there recording content, and that'd be cool to do here. It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool. We can reach out to that Latino community and just like, hey, come watch our videos. Like, we can relate to you in a sense, you know. But yeah, back to your question. Sorry, what was it? I just ramble off.
No, bro, that's all good. No, so like you kind of answer there in the sense, because I'm saying like, okay, like you're watching the Good Goods, you're watching the Rick Shields, Barstool Sports, and you're you don't see yourself exactly.
No.
That's what you're
No.
kind of getting at
Yeah.
too. But I feel like a lot of that content, which is great content, I watch it a lot. But it's a lot of, like you said, the 2v2s, the match plays. Let's go out and let's just go have fun and play,
Yeah.
which is great. I love that. But I think from there, it's like you said, there's a lack of education.
Yes.
And I would say education, not only on just playing the traditional game of golf, but like we just said, playing these different games.
Yeah.
Like you can make golf whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I guess that's kind of where I was going with that is like, you know, did you watch anything specific where like it was like, we always call it the aha moment where when we talk about business, like what was the aha moment where you're like, I got to go do this. But did you have like an aha moment when you're watching like one of these channels and you're like, wait, hold on.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I'll tell you this. Personally, I don't think a lot of these golf channels are funny in a sense.
Okay.
And I feel like we can bring some humor to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not pro golfers whatsoever. We're our average golfer. We're the average golfer that plays once, twice a week, you know. And sometimes we're on the course and we say some dumb shit. Or we do some dumb shit, you know? And if we can catch that on video, it's funny.
Bro, we caught some magic today on video.
We caught magic today. It's stuff like that. Like today.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
Aha moment. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like, sometimes like, I don't like watching YouTube golf anymore. Just in the sense of it's the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It's always, we're out here playing this really nice country club. And we're going to play a stroke play against a professional golfer. Let's see if we can win. Let's play. It's going to be 3v1 against a pro. Let's see if we can win. It's always the same thing. If we can get people out here to join us on like just a simple 2v2 match play and meet new people and make fun and like just like make golf fun for them, that's a win for me. You know?
Yeah. That's a great way to look at it too. Yeah, I definitely agree with you because like once again, I give props and a shout out to Good and what those guys are doing. They've become like this massive empire. I feel like they're the ones to follow in that golf YouTube space. But the realism of it is gone. I feel like because at first it was trick shots and
a lot of trick shots,
and outlandish things.
And at first, they were playing uni courses. They were playing courses like we are here today. I mean, today this Emerald Isle. If you guys ever get a chance to come out here,
shout out Emerald.
It's a beautiful course. Definitely family friendly. We saw people walking barefoot, playing golf. Like when you seen that? Nowadays, the golf channels, they're like at exclusive country clubs. Like you can't even get in if you tried, type of thing. You know.
Well, we can get in as the like jardinero. Or something.
Yeah, we'll be with the green. We can work there as a greenskeeper, but no, like it's just not real. Almost sometimes it's almost like, these guys are playing Pinehurst before the Open. Yeah, it's like, okay, like how'd you get on there?
Right. And I don't want people to think that we're hating on that.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Respect. It's all respect.
I think how realistic it is for the average golfer to ever go play there. Like, it's definitely great to do that every now and then. Like, hey, this is the video that we're doing because, you know, shout out Pinehurst. They invited us over and we're playing here.
Oh, yeah.
But to your point, like, good when they were playing, dang, I'm forgetting the name of it right now. I think it was like the Sunflower Club. Their little muni they would play in Kansas City. That was cool because I get that vibe of like, I'm going to go play Emerald. I'm going to go play Goat. I'm going to go play the Lynx, you know. And I think people now are just like, I need to go play these big fancy courses to have a great time and
to play good.
And to play good.
And to play really good golf. Yes. You don't have to play these nice courses to play good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can go out to your local par 3 course and shoot low, you're playing good golf. You don't have to go out to these super expensive golf resorts or country clubs to try to play good golf.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're almost better if you can play a shitty course.
Honestly, yeah.
Like if you know how to hit out of like a dry patch or
or even just like dead grass.
dead grass. The greens are always aerated, or
shitty bunkers, like just like rock hard concrete bunkers. If you
Yeah.
can hit out of that, I'm pretty sure you can hit out of like soft sand bunkers.
yeah, you could play anywhere. Yeah, man. No, that's that. Yeah, I feel like that's like one thing that's lost with the whole YouTube golf is it's become so unrealistic in the sense of like I'm never gonna go play there. Like maybe God willing, maybe one day we do. Right?
Hopefully we have that privilege to go. Hell yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. But I would always want to stay rooted in playing a muni or something. And the ultimate reason why is going back to why we're even doing this is we want people to feel comfortable of going out and playing. And this is why I love being here at Emerald, because I've literally walked this course and I see brown dudes out here.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I don't know if you've ever done it, bro, but like you like look at each other. You could be like 2-3 holes away and you're like, yo, that dude's brown. All right, cool. Like,
bro, you just have to give that little nod.
The little nod.
That little nod says it all.
The cholo nod.
Yo, not a take, but what do you think about this? Like, okay, let's say you know someone, right?
Okay.
Do you do the up nod or do you do the down nod?
Ooh.
Because if I know you, I'm doing up, and if I don't know you, it's like, hey, how's it going?
You know what? Dang, now that you're making me think about that, I'm an up nod guy. I don't think I'd down nod.
If I know you, it's like, it's what's up.
What's up?
If I don't know you, it's like, hey, how you doing?
Man, yeah, man, you got me thinking about that now. All right, hey, we're gonna do a poll. Like, are you an up nodder or a down nodder? But you know what's funny? I've always known this, but I don't know why every now and then I kind of have like this epiphany or whatever. I'm a smiler. Like, if I walk by somebody, I smile. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like,
I guess I'm a smiler too, but sometimes like if they don't smile back, I think it's
you feel all offended.
I think it's hella rude. I think it's like, really? I just smile at you. You can't smile back. Some people are just like that, you know. They're just like, mind their own business. They're doing their own thing. But yeah, I'm a smiler for sure.
Okay, cool. That's so funny. We went from like golf YouTube to like, are you an up nodder, down nodder, smiler? Man, but no. Circling back to how that came to be is like, yeah, man. Like you play these local munis and stuff like that, and you see your gente out here, and it's a good feeling.
Did I ever tell you about the Mexican I saw playing a golf tournament? A tournament that I was playing at? No?
No.
Not too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I was playing at a local tournament here at Twin Oaks, San Marcos. And there's like 5 different divisions, you know. I was playing Division 3. The guy below, like a Division 4 guy, honestly, if you were to see him, you would think he was a landscaper. He was a total paisano.
Yeah.
He was Mexican.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy knew how to play. He was out there competing in the tournament. I want to say he might have gotten like 3rd or 4th place in this division. But definitely it was pretty wild to see someone of your color, because I was definitely the only Mexican playing in my division.
Yeah.
Someone even more brown than I was playing out there. Dude, it was definitely a trip. It was cool though. It was cool to see him out there. And it's like, we never made eye contact, but I'm sure if we did, it's like, what's up?
Yeah. That's so true, bro, because I'm like, man, like I still have to explain it sometimes to people, because they're just like, oh, like, okay, like whatever, like Mexicans are playing golf or whatever. But it's like, bro, like you don't get it. Like it's frowned upon within our culture. At least it used to be. Not as much anymore.
Not as much nowadays, no. But it's still like,
there's still a stigma there.
Yeah, there's still a stigma.
Yeah.
Because why? Because golf's expensive. Or why are you playing golf? Play soccer.
Yeah. Or like, why are you wasting money on that? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just crazy, and we kind of have to keep hammering at it and like let people know like we're out there. Like, I was man, who was I talking to recently? But like, I was telling somebody that like my golf story, and I've said my golf story plenty of times, so people know it. But it's like it's one of those things where like in our culture, you know, it's weird if you think about our culture. Like we have some terrible, terrible financial knowledge and like the way we take care of our money.
Oh yeah.
But yet somehow, as kids, we are always aware of money. Like,
Yeah.
I know not to ask, or when I was a kid, I knew not to ask my parents for something because it's like, no, like we can't afford that, or I thought we couldn't afford that. And I'll be the first to tell you, I lived a pretty comfortable life. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like my parents provided everything for me. I would say I had a very good childhood. But with that being said, I knew like, oh, golf, I can't ask for golf clubs because we have other things to worry about. That's not a priority for me. And I don't know about you, bro, but like, did you feel that like you were kind of aware of money as a kid?
Oh yeah, definitely aware of money. But here's the thing. I mean, when it came to the golf, like sport of golf, I didn't start playing until I was like 20.
Yeah.
You know, or not even like 22. It was all soccer for me.
Yeah.
And like you said, you mean my parents definitely took care of my love for soccer, especially with like buying these expensive cleats, you know, like really expensive cleats just to like, I didn't need those expensive cleats, but just to like go out there and look good, play good, feel good. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, when it came to the golf situation, I mean, definitely when I first started getting into it, it's like, why in the hell would I spend $600 on a driver?
Yeah.
Like, why? Why? Because
I feel like you're attacking me right now.
No. Because your parents made you aware of money.
Yes.
You know, like, why would you spend that much money on one? I use how my dad says it, un palo.
Un palo, yeah.
So,
I mean, we call them sticks. We call them, hey, I'm gonna grab the sticks.
Palo,
Let's go
you know?
play. Yeah.
It's like, ¿cómo vas a gastar tanto dinero en un palo? It's like, Dad, you don't get it. This is a really good driver, you know.
This is addicting. Yeah.
But definitely made you aware of money, and I mean, it's definitely it makes you think how to spend your money in golf.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah,
that's a really good point too, because like for the people who are considering golf or maybe don't get into it because they think it's expensive, but how to spend your money. If you're going to play the sport, how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
So guys, this is tying back into the social media thing and everything that we're talking about. We're trying to educate you that you can get into this sport for pretty cheap, actually.
Nowadays, yes. Especially nowadays.
It's accessible.
Very accessible. I mean, you got these kind of hand-me-down sports stores.
Yeah.
What is it called? Played Against Sports or something
Played
like
Against
that?
Sports.
Played Against Sports is
Bro, you can go to Goodwill.
Yeah, you can go to Goodwill and actually find, you might get lucky and find like a really good set out there.
Bro, hopped on, found a freaking Scotty Cameron at a Goodwill once.
What the heck? I've found Titleist Volky Wedges once.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you buy them?
Yeah. It was a 54.
Them,
yeah, hell yeah. It was a 54 and a 60, I believe.
There you go.
But definitely just like back to the education part. If you're trying to get into the sport of golf, there's options out there.
Yeah.
There's hand-me-down sports goods, like Played Against Sports. There's Goodwill.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get lucky, even at your local thrift store. People, there's clubs out there. My first, very, very, very first set was a hand-me-down from a thrift store, from my cousin when I first started getting into golf.
Nice.
He got his whole set from a thrift store, and he just handed it down.
What were they? Do you remember?
Bro, I couldn't even tell you what they were. But they were bulky. They were ugly. They were definitely some old.
But they were
clubs.
Yours.
But they were mine. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There's definitely different ways to get into golf and not make it expensive.
Yeah. It's funny that you say ways because shout out golf ways. Those ways.
Those ways.
Golf ways. No, it's so funny that you bring that up. So we're talking about, the thrift stores, Played Again. Honestly, like golf has become so accessible and so many people are playing that these clubs are being handed down or given away to these thrift places. And there's guys like Golfways where they're buying the clubs and they're not flipping them in the sense of like, let me go ahead and make buku bucks off of them. No, he is doing it so that he can get more raza into playing golf
Yeah.
and like all these other people getting to play into golf, because it's like he'll go get a set of irons that, you know, if you wanted to go play, you can go give him $100-200
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to go spend $1,000 on brand new irons.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you guys and tell you like, oh, it's gonna be dirt cheap to get into the game. It can if you do enough digging and you go and like thrift shop it, get a club here, club there. You can get away with maybe like $40.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
you can. I mean, they're not going to be your Scotty Cameron putter or your Stealth 2 driver or anything like that. It's definitely going to be some older stuff,
Yeah.
but to at least start playing the sport, it's doable.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's doable. And I think the biggest thing that I want to say with that is, guys, don't feel embarrassed if that's the route you have to take. Do not feel embarrassed if that's the route you have to take, because at the end of the day, lo que más importa is how do you swing that club?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in the sense of like, oh, you got to be a scratch golfer. You can be swinging shitty old clubs. Once again, no hate on it, but it is what it is. But if you go out there with confidence, like, these are my clubs, I'm here to play, this is me, then by all means, go ahead and do it, bro. Because
Put in that practice, put in that work.
yeah,
You can play with shitty clubs, or in a sense, you know,
Yeah.
like you don't have to have the best of the best. As long
Right.
as you know how to play, put in the time to practice, you can compete. You
Yeah.
can go out there and have a good time with your friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, bro. I honestly, so that's so funny. So we just played a golf league event over at the Vineyard. Shout out the Vineyard. Thank you for hosting us there. And my group was the last tee time. So we went out. We were the very last ones out, right? So right after us, it went public. So the public groups were going out. And this guy comes up behind us, and we're about to tee off on the first hole. And we're like, yo, bro, you a single? He goes, yeah, but I think they're going to pair me up right now with another twosome.
Right.
And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, if you want, you could jump in with us. You know, we're playing a scramble golf tournament. You could jump in and we'll play. And I was like, or if you don't want to, you ride with us and you play your own game. And so he goes, no, I'm good. They're going to put me with the twosome. We tee off. We go out there. And by the fourth hole, he rides up to us. And the other twosome is still like approaching the green. And I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, I thought you were playing with that twosome. He goes, yeah, there's some newer golfers. They're like learning how to play, and like they're kind of like slow. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And so there was a log jam at that hole because there was a charity there raising money for childhood cancer, which we definitely donated to. And then so I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I was like, man, they're just learning how to play golf. Leave them alone. What pissed me off is I walked away, and one of the guys from our group walked back over to him, and he goes, yeah, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. So one of our guys walked over at the same time that the marshal walked over to him. And the marshal was like, how's it going? You know, he was all, chipper. And he goes, yeah, these guys are just learning how to play golf. The marshal then goes, learning on the golf course. What a better place, right? He goes, they could spend more time on the range. And my buddy who had walked back and heard that came and told me, he's like, yeah, man, they're talking shit. Like, these guys should be out on the range still. And I was like, what a dick, bro.
Don't be that guy.
You paid the same money they did. Like, you didn't pay any extra money or anything like that. We're all having a good time. And for those of you listening, we weren't slowing down the golf course. There was actually a log jam ahead of our scramble tournament.
There was it was that charity little booth that they were doing, and then the next hole it was par 3, and the hole after that was a drivable par 4. So
everybody was waiting for the green to clear.
Everybody was waiting for the green to clear. But yeah, just don't be that guy,
dude.
Don't be that guy. And if you are that guy, get an earlier tee time.
Yeah, get out there earlier and beat the rush. But
beat the rush.
But here was the best part and my favorite part of all this. So after that drivable or on the par 3, the twosome caught up to us, and I go, "Hey man, what happened to your third guy?" And they go, Oh yeah, he's like trying to go pro or some shit. So he got sick of it and like took off.
Yeah.
And
He
I was
left.
like, he left.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, cool. Fuck that guy. I was like, it is what it is, bro. Like, you just out here have a good time. Like, we're all chilling here playing a scramble. So, like, I hope you don't mind. You know, we're waiting for everything to clear. And they're like, bro, it's all good. Homie proceeds to pull out a stogie, lit it up, and lean back in his chair. I was like, my guy. I was like, you are freaking dope. And that's the vibe I look for.
Yeah.
When you're out on the golf course, cracking a beer, having a stogie, not saying you have to do all those things, but what that shows me is that you're out here for the time, for the vibe.
Yeah.
And that's all what it's about, man. So
yeah, hell yeah. I mean, there's two different types of golfers, I guess you can say. I mean, there's the I'm going to go pro guy, so I need to try my hardest. And then there's also just like, hey, and I feel like we fall in this category. Like, we're out there to have fun. Yeah, we drink beers, we'll smoke cigars or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But we're also, I mean, we're still trying to compete, but not with other people. We're trying to compete with ourselves. So we want to go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
But also in the back of your mind, you're like, all right, I want to shoot low today because I want to do good for myself.
Yeah.
In a sense, you know. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that guy, I don't know what was up his ass that day, but
Dude, yeah, that, bro. And
it's all good.
I made a point that after I had that conversation with him, and then I talked to them, and I saw that they were cool. I made a point that every time that they caught up to us, to talk to them.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, I'm gonna go see how they're doing. And dude, they turned out to be the two coolest guys. Like, one of them was going to USC, which I'm a big Trojans fan, fight on. And then the other one, he had just moved out to San Diego. So it was like, I was like, dude, like, you guys are a fucking vibe. Like, this is cool. And they were like, yeah, man. And it was so funny because, have you seen that big ass torch I have? I have like a torch that's like a lightsaber. Like, I like that thing, and the freaking flame is like 4 inches long. Well, what I'm trying to get at though is his torch went out for his stogie. He's like, hey, bro, you got a light? I was like, yeah, I got you. I pulled it out. He's like, you're the man, bro. He was like, this is a freaking weapon here. And so he was laughing, and we were just having a good time. We were talking about USC, all this stuff. That's what I want. That's what I want on the golf course. Oh, yeah. And that's what I want people to understand is that that's what you can find in golf.
Yes.
You can find camaraderie. You can find raza out there. You can find all these different people from different walks of life, and we can come together to play one sport where it does not matter your talent level because, like you said, we're competing against ourselves. That's all it comes down to.
Really is.
Like, as long as you're respecting the course and you're respecting everyone else, everybody can have a good time.
Yeah.
So with that's kind of what I think what we want to teach with playing more of these on course videos, things like that. One, just see a couple brown guys out there playing. That, like you said, just seeing somebody that looks like you. Yep. I think that speaks volumes, and people can appreciate that. And then also playing different games so that you can find different ways to enjoy golf.
Enjoy golf. I mean, different games to be a little bit more competitive with your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the gambling type, throw $1, throw $5 per game. You know.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit more interesting.
Put a beer on it.
Put a beer at the end of the round. Like, what is that? What is that going to cost you? It's just for it's
$20. Yeah.
20. Hell yeah! I mean, definitely want to go out there and record some more content for you guys and just kind of educate you guys on like how to play the games in a sense. Kind of just like depending on the situations we're in, you know, like if we're on a downhill like lie or an uphill lie, like, hey, like if you're on a downhill and you hit the ball with solid contact, which way is it going to actually pop out, left or right? You know, things like that people don't really necessarily know as soon as they get into golf. But if you're educated enough and people teach you, next time you're in that situation, you're thinking back to that. Hey, I saw that in the video once. You know, like, oh, okay, I need to do this and correct your stance or correct your club face, and commit to the shot.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And I think the other thing too that I want people to get from all this is that I think it's a big thing in our culture is the machismo, right? Like, debes de ser hombre. Like, you know, don't show emotion and stuff like that. And I believe in being tough-skinned, right? Like, I feel like from an emotional and mental standpoint, I'm a tough guy. I'm say it, come at me, whatever. But I'm not afraid to be vulnerable with people in my inner circle, my wife, things like that. And I don't know what it is about golf, but it like drops people's guard. Like, you ever realize that, like,
Yeah.
you could be playing with some homies and you've had a rough day, and then next thing you know, you're like, bro, like, yo, man, like, this just happened to me, and then you just start talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel
Bro,
you.
I've done that. We're like, why am I saying this right now? But I don't want that to scare people off and be like, oh, bro, am I gonna come out and like say some shit out of pocket? Like, no, bro. Like, it just gives you that opportunity to just like be out on a golf course, isolated in a sense, with 2 to 3 people that like you really enjoy being with, and you can get a lot of shit off your chest.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
For sure.
I don't know. Have you ever experienced that? Or
I
like,
have. I mean, even just being out with like a few friends from back home, it's just like getting on the golf course and starting to kind of do small chit chat, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it kind of breaks down to like some serious shit.
Yeah,
It's like, oh shit, this is happening in your life, and I had no idea, type of
Yeah.
thing, Yeah, definitely bring your guard down a little bit, and a little bit on that note. I mean, you can learn a lot from someone on a golf
100%.
course.
100%,
You know?
bro. Yeah.
Golf is like definitely a mental and solo sport, and if you're out there chunking and slicing and doing all this crap on the golf course, it'll break you mentally,
Yeah.
and sometimes you'll know someone's true emotion when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's like they say, like, when you're dating somebody and you're like, you're gonna go on a not on a golf trip, but you're just gonna go on a trip, like a road trip, and people will tell you like, oh, you're about to find out how so and so really is because you're locked in a car for 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's the same shit with golf, bro.
Yep.
You're in a golf cart or you're walking for the next 4 to 5 hours with somebody, and you're going to see the highs and lows, and like you said, how are they going to react to things? And that's why people do a lot of business on the golf course, because you're going to want to see like, okay, if something goes wrong, is me being the client, them being the business that I'm working with, how are they going to react to things?
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if we're thinking about the same thing right now, but not too long ago we ran into a friend. No names out there.
no names.
No
Okay.
names.
Yeah.
But we ran into a friend on a golf course, and they had a client out there, and I mean, bring a client out to the golf course. I mean, yeah, you guys can put the drinks down, have some fun, drink
Yeah.
up, but this guy we met, he was just like on a whole different level when we met him. He was just like,
That was funny.
he was up there, man. It
The
was
friend was good, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
the
cool.
friend's gonna
It was
listen
cool.
to this. The friend was good. It was the client.
yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
bro,
It was
like,
just like, okay, cool.
you let
Like,
loose a little too much today, huh?
dude. He was on a different level.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was fun. It was, I mean, just like back then, it was like you definitely like you bring out someone off to a golf course, and you can get to know someone pretty well on the golf course. Even if, I mean, alcohol would actually bring it out even quicker.
Tragos de amargo licor.
Exactly.
No, yeah, man. And so like that's like another benefit that I just want people to understand. Like, why do we do this? Why do we play? Yeah, man, because I give big props to my wife. I run into a lot of guys who are like, oh man, like I want to go play this week, but I can't. The wife wants me to stay home, or the wife wants me to do this, which take care of your husbandly duties. Definitely. You got to take care of wifey. You know, she comes first, definitely. But like I give big props to my wife, because she knows that like if I've had a rough day, I go, babe, I got to go hit the golf course.
Yeah,
I got to get out. And she'll be like, cool, go.
that's great. That's awesome.
Vete. Like, yeah. And so like that's kind of what this is my message to the wives. All right. So if your husband gets into golf and he wants to go out and just have a good time with the boys, let him. Don't give him a hassle, please. And this is not just me as a man saying like, oh, like you got to let your boy out and all stuff like that. But like, I think with a lot of more recent appreciation and understanding of men's mental health, that like this could be his vent session. This could be the way he lets things go and how
just to reset.
You know? Because I feel like as men, we go through a different process to vent and get things out. And I will say that a lot of the guys that I golf with, golf is that ventilation system. You know, how they get things out. So for all the ladies that are listening to this, once again, this isn't me just like saying, hey, let the guys out, let the boys go. Saturday's for the boys. But really think about it. Like, why is your husband trying to get out to go play some golf? Like, he just wants to unwind.
Just unwind for a few hours, come back, and, you know, like you said, husband duties. Husband duties after that.
And cabrones, for those of you that like come home and just fall asleep and all that crap, like, nah, bro. Like, you got to man up and take care of what you got to take care of. Get a quick shower and get back at it.
If you want to go out on the golf course and drink beers, aguantas when you get home. You got to do some shit around the house, you know?
Yeah. Bro, I've definitely gotten like back from stuff. And like, once again, my wife, like, she's like, you're tired, knock out, whatever.
As have I. I mean, even the day of the vineyard, like, got home, we went to go eat, and then we went to Blue Fire.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, that was a long day already. And just being out in the sun at Vineyard the whole time, I was drained. I don't know if I fell asleep on the couch. After Blue Fire, I think we were watching a movie or watching TV or something like that, and I was just like, I crashed out. And so eventually she kind of woke me. She's like, "Hey, go to bed." And I was like, okay.
Move from here to there. No, that's good, man. Yeah, and we're lucky. We have wives that understand and appreciate that. Not every guy has that, but guys, no, really take a look into the sport if you're thinking about it, if you're curious about it. For those of you that already play, big shout out to you. If you're in the San Diego area and you're looking for another group of brown dudes to come play golf with, please hit us up. Shoot us a DM. Whether you're brown yourself, white, black, Asian, whatever it is, everybody's welcome into the group. So, like I said, our target demographic is the Latino community because that's where we come from and we want to support. But as Omar said, we want to make it all one.
Yeah.
Like at some point, we want to just be natural for everybody.
Yeah. Definitely. Come as one on the course, you know? Just be one.
Yeah. That's some deep shit right there. Be one.
Be one.
Be the chosen one. Nah, man. But that's the big thing for us. And like I said, we are going to be doing a lot more YouTube content. So, you know, some people, it's funny because some people will be like, oh, like you're doing the podcast, where can we find it? And it's like, oh, go look for Los Golferos, and then the podcast is Salud Golferos. And people were like, huh? Like, why do you have two different names? And it's like, well, because Los Golferos is the mothership. It's the main brand, and then the podcast falls under that. And we kept it that way on YouTube because now we're going to be adding the content. So Los Golferos is the main thing. It's what started all of this. It's what's given us the opportunity to reach more people and really just connect with a lot of people. And we're not the only ones. We're not the only Mexican golf brand out there.
Not at all. There's plenty out there.
Yeah. So shout out to Raza Golf, Mexicans Golf 2, who was doing it before we were. They're more of a golf club, but shout out to them. Los Compas, who we've had on the podcast. Shout out the homie Rudy. Latina golfers. There's all these different associations, all these different brands. Tacos at the Turn, Hermanos Golf, all that stuff. And, you know, as a brand, we're definitely going to promote ourselves because, you know, we have our merch and all that stuff. We want it to be a banner and representation. But like we were saying right now, is we want it to become one.
Yeah,
we want it to become so big that it's no longer a niche.
Yep. No longer a niche to be out there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's gonna be our soapbox today, guys. That's what we're talking about and preaching. Not to sound too preachy, but we got Omar on the pod, guys. And so with Omar, we're always gonna get a hot take. And Omar, we have two hot takes today.
Okay.
The first one we have from you is, and we brought this up on the pod and we talked with Sunday Golf about it, but par 3 courses. So Emerald Isle, it's not strictly a par 3. We have 2 par 4s out here. But with that being said, you say that if you get an ace on a par 3, it does not count. Why? Tell the people. I need people to hear it from your voice, and then we're going to dive into this, bro.
All right. So this is how I see it. Okay. On average, all the par 3s, how long do you think they are? 120?
80 to 200. A par 3 could be 80 to
Okay,
200.
no, but we're talking about this course. We're talking about Emerald Isle.
course?
Emerald Isle.
The shortest par 3 on this course we played today was 85 yards, and the longest par 3 was
about 160.
160.
So average, I mean, let's just call it 120.
120? Okay, about 120.
Okay. You have, besides the par 4s, that are short par 4s, but besides the par 4s, you have 16 par 3s on average about $120. This is how I say it. If you don't make a hole in one within the first 5, it doesn't count.
If you don't make a hole in one within the first 5. So you're still open to the idea
I'm open to it. But,
that a par 3 course can count.
But
Okay,
here's the
okay,
thing.
okay,
Like,
okay.
after the 5, I mean, you're
Guys,
getting...
this is evolution. This is growth from Omar, by the way.
After the 5 holes, I'm just saying 5. I'm just throwing a number out there. But after the 5, I mean, you're constantly shooting or hitting, let's just say a pitching wedge over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
Yes, different pin placements. Yes, different greens, different tee boxes.
Different wind, different shape.
Yeah, but it's the same shot.
No, it's not the same shot, bro.
It's the same club in your hand over and over again. You're bound to stick it close at least once. And it happened today. I was 17.
17, okay.
17. I mean, all day, yes, I was landing on some greens, but not that close.
Okay.
17. I stuck it within like 2 feet. Or even closer, probably. And it was the 17th hole.
All right, so here's a hypothetical. Hypothetically speaking, let's say we're playing a course, right? And it's a full par 72, right?
Right.
And I decide for that day, I don't want to hit driver. I'm going to hit 6-iron off of every tee box. So every single tee box, I'm hitting a 6-iron.
Right.
I get to a par 3 that is 180 yards, which for me, I would pull out a 6-iron at a 180-yard hole. I hit that 6-iron, I flush it, and I get an ace. Are you now telling me because I have played that 6-iron?
Different. That's completely
How is that different?
Because you're not aiming for a green every single time.
I'm aiming for a spot. If you're trying to play consistent golf,
And
you
how
are picking a spot.
And realistically, how consistent is your 6-iron? Dead center of the
6-iron?
fairway? Yeah. Dead center of the fairway. Okay, I mean,
if I'm
but
having a good day, I
no,
can
no,
flush
no.
that dead center on the fairway.
We're talking about-
Raul and Hector support me on that. Raul and Hector
We're
support me
talking
on
about a 3 course. You know?
that. Okay.
Another example. We were at St. Mark's Executive
Okay.
not too long ago. It was me, hopped on. I forgot who else was there, but we were out there. First 4 holes, it averaged like 100 yards.
Let's see. First 4 holes
First five
at
Executive.
the exec. So
So-
it goes 90, 130, 110, and then it's a par 4.
And then you got that long one, right?
It's a par 4.
Okay, and then after that, it's a really short
That's a
one,
90, like a 95.
right? So
Okay.
let's just call it 100. Dude,
Okay.
I almost dunked that 4th hole or the 5th hole. I almost
Omar, how many aces do you have?
none.
So there proves your point, bro.
But here's the thing: I don't know if. Of course, I would get. I mean,
If you
okay,
had 18 like
Do
aces in your
not-
life and they were all on par 3 courses, then I'd be like, oh, Omar, you have a point. But you haven't aced one.
I'm not trying to take anything away about like actually making an ace on a par 3 course. I mean,
Okay.
by any means, it is not easy to even. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But I'm just saying. I mean, if you're just hitting the same shot over and over again, at least semi similar, it's bound to go in at some point.
Okay. So we're gonna leave that up to the listeners. Like he's hammering it home. You guys tell us par 3 course doesn't count. Sunday golf. Everybody at Sunday golf, by the way, does not agree with you.
Okay, that's fine. I mean,
right.
everybody has their opinions.
I know everybody has
I'll
their
get.
opinion.
I'll get.
That's
I'll
why
get.
they're called Omar's hot takes, because we know not everyone may agree with it. But
It is all good.
we got one more hot take, and then we're gonna wind down on this episode here.
What's that?
So we were talking about right now as we were rounding out the course, and I know you said you wanted to get some research done on it first.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
all right. So in his defense, before I let Omar speak, I have to defend him. Omar got into golf after the Tiger era of dominance. So he grew up more with the Xanders, the Jordan Spieths, the JTs. So those are more of his idols. Got it, understand it, respect it.
The Brysons.
The Brysons. Oh, wow, the Brysons. So now Tiger gets this exemption. He doesn't have to play the 8 major tournaments.
He doesn't have to play some like the significant or like 8 major tournaments that the PGA by rule every golfer needs to like play to like qualify for. I want to say for the FedEx Cup, something like that. Like I said, I don't know the whole thing about it. I haven't done my research about it. I just saw it on Instagram the other day, but they gave him a lifetime exemption for.
So
it.
you don't feel that Tiger has earned that exemption?
I mean, I'm sure he in the golf world. I'm sure he has. Everybody's gonna like disagree with me. I'm sure he has, but I mean, why? I mean,
look what he's done for the game of golf.
Okay, great, but look at his last like 3 tournaments, or even the year before that. Like they didn't make the cut. He made the cut for the U.S. Open, huh?
I believe he made the cut.
Yeah.
He made the cut at the Masters too, didn't he?
Nah,
or is that the one where he pulled out?
No, I want to say he missed the cut.
No, I think he made the cut, but he like fell terribly down. Nah. It was the Genesis that he called out sick.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to promote his brand.
Oh wow.
Again, not bashing on Tiger. Okay, not bashing on Tiger. Whatever he's done for the sport is amazing. Whatever he did in his time of like. It's getting late. And whatever he did at his time, like as a peak, was amazing. But yeah, I mean, I just didn't grow up watching him in a sense. I mean, definitely the Xanders, the Jordan Spieths, and nowadays he's just a whiny little girl. But you know, like all these new up and coming young golfers, those are the people that like I find interesting. I mean, you got the Max Homas. That's just like he's playing. He's good.
Because
golf.
you still have a ceiling.
Yeah, I still have a ceiling to go up to. Yeah, like Scotty Scheffler nowadays. I mean, wow.
So do you think Scotty will ever reach Tiger's streak?
No one would ever reach a streak. Okay.
All right. So this is where it comes back full circle. Everything that Tiger's done for golf wouldn't.
But here's the thing: Tiger was playing against fucking plumbers back in the day.
Wow. Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna let Omar do some more research into this, but ultimately, this is his his hot take. Do we feel that Tiger?
Hey, don't hate. I'm just
earns
playing
that exemption.
I'm just playing.
But all right, that's Omar's hot takes, and we're gonna keep bringing this back. We're gonna keep having Omar on the pod. We're gonna be doing more out on the golf courses and vlogging, but yeah, man, it's getting late out here. We're gonna wind down. Omar, bro, I'm excited to have you on this journey, doing more vlogging and stuff with me.
I'm excited to do it. It should be fun.
Yeah,
looking forward to the future.
It's gonna be a great time, man.
And to my defense, golf is not my first sport; it's soccer. So if you guys want to quiz me on anything, quiz me on soccer.
Right on. All right, guys. So mull on that. We'll post these. Do you agree? Do you disagree with Omar's hot takes? But as always, thank you guys so much for joining us, and salud, golferos.
Salud.